Good afternoon. My name is Dave Copps. I'm the CEO of a company here in Dallas called BrainSpace. I'm introducing a company called Episcale. I was kind of reflecting back on being a mentor at Tech Wildcatters. It's really one of my favorite parts of my entrepreneurial life. Not only do you get the opportunity to impart the incredible wisdom that you have, garnered from hundreds and hundreds of mistakes that you've made over the years, but you get to also learn a lot. I think one thing we don't think about as a mentor is I actually probably take in as much as I give out. And I learn about things in industries I never knew of, and that was the case with Episcale. These guys are, my first day of doing office hours, I was in there, met about 6 companies, and I think this is the second company I met. And they started telling me about this multi-billion-dollar industry and how it still operates today, and the archaic systems and processes that have operated the business for the last 20, 30 years, air freight. And even despite all the progress that's happened around them, the systems have remained the same. And as I listened to their story and saw their software, I kept asking myself, well, why hasn't anybody done this? Why hasn't anybody done this? Why hasn't anybody done this? And I realized that's a pretty good question to be asking when you're thinking of a company. So, I think the big thing about this that I saw, what struck me was the inevitability of it. I think what they're doing is not something that won't happen. It's going to happen. The question is not, is it going to happen? The question is Episcale the company to make it happen? I think thanks to programs like this, the answer to that question is yes. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce to you, and by the way, the 2 entrepreneurs that are running it, lots of experience in the area, and they've put not only a team behind it, and Pramad's done a great job of organizing the engineering behind the system. Monty's done a great job bringing the industry expertise. Two good entrepreneurs running the company. But without further ado, I'll introduce Monty Clark.
All right, Dave. Thank you. Thank you, David. Especially coming from Dave, it was recently announced that Dave is Dallas's next billion-dollar baby, and I just want to let Dave know that we're on the way. We're going to chase him. He's going after the billion, so are we. Okay, hi, my name is Monty Clark, and I'm president of Episcale Corporation. And I just wanted you to think for a second, if you had to keep up with 360 million paper documents during your business life and during your life, and of course, probably nobody out there would want to do that. And I'm talking about 360 million documents in this like really wild type environment where there's no real structure or anything like that. So IATA, just to let you know, is the world's most powerful air transport authority, and they agree with us that if you eliminate those $360 million paper documents, that you can save $4.2 billion a year in the air freight process. That rolls back, to the consumer, and that's what we do. We put that $4.2 billion back into the business, back into the industry. So the problem we solve is slow, inaccurate, costly, paper-based logistics processes. So how do we do that? We solve it with a product, an SaaS product, cloud-based product called eFreight360. Now, eFreight360 takes all of those paper documents, put them in a beautiful, smooth, electronic, digital process, distributes it throughout the world to all the stakeholders involved in that process. We take digital or paper documents that look like that, complicated documents, turn them into very easy to use and understand digital documents, and then we distribute those. We support electronic signatures. We support all kinds of multiple capabilities. We support 24 major languages. So we've got all the right pieces to make this product work. Now, eFreight360, I want you to understand, is the only product in the world today that does that. We're the only one, not the big guys, not anybody else. We have thought it through, we found a problem, and we did something about it, and that's called eFreight360. So what's the market for something like this? There's about a $4 billion addressable market in commerce and about $125 million just in air freight alone. But I'm going to tell you in a few minutes where else we're going to go. So who are the target customers? We're looking at around 270 airlines, 200,000 what are called freight forwarders, or people that actually contract to move freight from point A to point B. Some of those companies are multi-billion-dollar organizations. There's many more. Now, you must say there's got to be some competition out there, and yeah, there is, but the competition is very, very fragmented. It's based on old technology. It just simply doesn't work anywhere near what our capabilities bring to the table. So, what are the customer value? What is the value of this eFreight360? What does it bring to the customer? What does it bring as a value? Well, it cuts 2 to 4 days off of air freight shipments. Now, if you think about air freight, you don't buy air freight to have it be slow. So you want it to be fast. That's a major thing. It'll save $4.2 billion, like I said before. For the customer, we've been able to show 5x immediate ROI. Out of the box, start using the product, and get a 5x return. We also, based upon some mentoring we've had here, realize the capabilities in the new analytical fields. We capture and distribute lots of data. We can extract those data and feed some very powerful analytical engines that'll bring a whole nother value to our product. We also support the green initiatives because, of course, we reduce paper. So we got some traction. We've got about 44 beta customers using the product today. Those 44 customers are giving us feedback, and within the month, we'll be going to full production. We've brought up some new capabilities that we didn't have in the last couple of months, so we're ready to go. Very large customers. Some of those, again, are billion-dollar organizations. We got some great advisors. We're actually starting to get some pretty good trade press here. The Lodestar is one of the more well-known air freight and transport publications in the world. So how are we going to make money? Well, what we're going to do, and what we're already doing, is taking those 44 beta customers. They're worth about $50,000 on average a year, which means it totals up to about $2.1 million in our pipeline today. So we're not just starting out, from scratch. We've got $2.1 million in our pipeline, and we're moving forward with that. We've got a very detailed roadmap. Our product is fully developed, but we always need enhancements, and we have things around that. We will be revenue positive by Q1 of 16. So we've got a very good roadmap. We've been told time and time again from IATA, you guys are leading the pack with your vision and your product. So we are the right team. We've worked together in the past. We've got the right experience and skills. We've got proven sales and marketing capabilities. I personally have sold hundreds of millions of dollars in the high-tech arena in my career. But moreover, we have the passion, we've got the grit, we got the right stuff to make this happen. So we got a couple of important announcements. Grandview Logistics out of Beijing has signed up. We think that'll be somewhere in the $200,000 to $500,000 range. They're a big logistics consortium in Beijing. We just are in the final process of signing up with Pangea Networks in Barcelona and London. They'll probably be worth in the $500,000 range. So that's in addition to the pipeline we have. But I want to point out very clearly, we have some significant Dallas-based investment commitments, and I'm talking about some money in the bank already. So we're very, very proud of that. So we got the proven market fit. We've got a multi-billion-dollar market. We have the right team. We've got the significant traction. We've got our $2.1 million in our sales pipeline. So I want you to remember the $360 million I started with and the $4.2 million savings. That's just a start. Our real target is the 1 trillion documents that go on in world commerce. That's our vision. That's where we're going. And ladies and gentlemen, together, we can change, we can revolutionize the way world commerce is transacted. Now, thank you so much for your time today. We are the champions.